Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Ljs Garage, and what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be removing this rear fender and getting rid of this gross bit that sits on the back of my Ninja, and then we're going to also get this TST Industries integrated taillight, which is pretty cool because what it does is it gets rid of these stupid turn signals and it adds a cool little Mustang kind of sequential taillight. So stay tuned, we're going to get that all set up and see how this looks. Hopefully it'll give the Ninja some much needed refreshing that I feel like I've always wanted to do on this thing.
This thing looks like a face.
In the box you get this cool LED flasher relay, which you're going to need on a lot of these Ninjas if you have issues with hyper flash. We've also got the cool mounting hardware so you can go ahead and get everything mounted, obviously. And you got this nice warning that says the product does not comply with the OT regulations. It is intended for display shows or off-road purpose use only, blah blah blah. So sure, let's get this open, take a look. It's, like I said, integrated taillight. And I went with the smoke one, so it looks pretty cool. And I think once everything gets on the bike, I'm gonna be pretty happy with the results. So the first thing that we're gonna do is remove this license plate. After that, go ahead and remove your seats. So if you guys don't know how to do that, just look under here. There's gonna be the release. Do that. Seat pops up. There's one. Go ahead and set that off to the side. And then for this one, just slide backwards, pops right off. The next step is to remove these two T25 screws, one on each side, so go ahead and do that. The next step is there are gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 8mm bolts. We're gonna remove those. Once you get those out of the way, you're gonna go ahead and have to use a little bit of finesse just to wiggle these fairings out. They've got little locking clips right on the end. Pop right out, just like that. And then you're gonna repeat that same process on the other side, just like that. And then to give ourselves a little bit more room to work, and because we're already gonna take this taillight out anyways, go ahead and remove these two 8mm bolts right here. Get those out of the way. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab your T30, and you're gonna get these 1, 2, 3, and 4 bolts right out. While you do this, just remember that this is gonna start to hang loose a little bit, so you're gonna wanna be ready to support it once you get to that last one. The next step, what we're gonna do, we got one more screw to go that's right down in here, but we'll get to that in a minute. You're gonna go ahead and you're gonna get all your electrical disconnected, and these are just little pull tabs, so you just squeeze right here and pop right out. So go ahead and get all that disconnected. Go ahead and set that off to the side. And then if you look down under here, you'll see you've got this little plastic tab that holds all the wires together. You can go ahead and just scoot these out from under here. And then, since your taillight's pretty much done at this point, and I'm actually gonna be removing this taillight, you can actually go ahead and set that to the side and then look under here and find the connector for it. And this one again is the same thing, it's just a squeeze and release. So we can set the stock taillight out of the way. The last guy that you'll have to get is gonna be a little Phillips guy right down in here. I'm lucky enough I have a little offset kit that I can use to get him, but otherwise if you don't have something or a short stubby Phillips, you'll just have to get creative. But that's the last guy to get out to drop this fender. So let's get it. And then once it starts to get loose, you're gonna have to get something to support it, because you don't wanna get this damaged unless you're really just done with it and you wanna toss it and call it a day. So once you get this plenty loose, you're just gonna go ahead and get your hand in there, like so, and then you can get that the rest of the way. And you won't need this screw again unless you decide to put this fender back on. So just go ahead and secure that in there. If you're also gonna be doing the taillight swap out, here's the old one, or excuse me, here's the old one, here's the new one. And what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to take this mounting hardware off of this and transpose it over to this one. Easy enough. All you gotta do is just pull these little fasteners out of here, and then these guys push or press right out. So you just go ahead and do that, and then switch it into the new one. All you gotta do is take your new taillight, and this guy just sits right in here, just like so. And then he's ready to go. You can feed your wires around straight over here to the side. And then what you're gonna do is connect everything up the way that you found it originally. There's really no way to mess this up. It pops in, and then your turn signals. Snap right in. And what we'll do is we'll do a quick little test to make sure everything looks good. So we've got our left turn signal going. Then we got our right one going. That looks pretty cool. And then we'll hit the brakes. The next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna get everything kind of back in place so we can move forward. So we're gonna take these two long bolts that are holding the taillight in place, and we're gonna get those secured. So if you ordered one of these little flashing relays, what you have to do, it's kind of a weird thing to get to, but if you want to avoid taking all of this off, what you do is you reach in with your hand, and it's gonna be right about here. There's gonna be two relays. One of them is, the one that you want is actually gonna be right about here. So you're gonna reach in with your left hand, then you can reach over, and what it is it sits on this little hook, and you can just pop it up, and you'll be able to get in over here. You can actually walk over, and you can see in here, there's a little relay in my hand, and that's all you need to do, and you can go ahead and swap it out. What you can see here is this is the relay, and it's got two little slots in there, so it sits on this little sleeve. And so what you do is you take the new one, go ahead and just pop this in, and then slide this up in there. Once you get everything in place, then you're gonna go ahead and secure the wiring harness in there, and go ahead and clip everything in place, and that's it. What I like about this TST so far is that it gives you the option to have these turn signals to where they go like this, sequential, and they can actually go up as well. And there's just a little button that you push on the other side, and it changes the programming. So you can change how this brake light works, which right now, this is how I have it set up. I like where it flashes, then goes solid, but you can change it to where it just stays solid, or it flashes the whole time, however you want. So I like that fully customizable option. So far I'm really impressed with this TST Industries. Next step is to go ahead and get your fairings back on. So remember, you got these clips down at the bottom, and then your screws on each side. So that's it. And then you can go ahead and snug those down. So on your kit, you're gonna grab these guys right here, and you're gonna just feed them through the top, and they sit right in there. So the last thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna take your clothes out, and you're gonna go ahead and feed this up into here. You might have to just put some pressure behind these two. And then once you got that lined up, you're gonna take your bracket and get that lined up. And then go ahead and just grab your nut and washer, and grab these two, and go ahead and secure that into place. The last thing that you gotta do is put these 8mm bolts back in. You got 4 of them, and once you're done with that, throw your seats back on, and you are in business. Thank you guys so much for checking out yet another video of LJ's Garage. Be sure to hit that like button, the comment button, and subscribe button.